Hey, it's Pete.
And Norm, I just milked the yak.
Milk the yak. That's we're discussing Norm's TV habits and DC comic television.
Looking at my vinyl figure.
Right. The one I was looking at on eBay before I got lucky with the Leaky Lindsay.
How much was he on eBay?
It was like $11 for the two of them, but he was missing his blow top. So it was just like a Cabbage Patch Kid that decided to end it all.
Missing his blow top.
Yeah, the big boom.
So tell me about Kearns. Kearns left a little upset the other night?
Yeah, a little bit. Did you take my beer? You took my beer.
Did I hear it?
God damn it.
We did. Well, you put it towards me.
I put it on my coaster.
Tonight we're going to try and finish off the Brewworks Rude Elf.
I'm not finishing
Reserve.
anything. This is 10.5%.
Yeah. I got a few to kill.
Yeah, I got to drive.
So do I. I'm recording.
You don't have a car. Don't lie to the people.
We're doing two.
America, he's lying to you.
America.
I need to work on my Bernie Mac.
We're doing 2 episodes of Dream Warriors tonight. One with Norm, one without.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah, and well, this is still the.
That's like having Preston and Steve without Preston or Steve.
I don't even know.
We're the Dream Warriors, damn it.
Dream Warriors for life.
Amen.
So you were saying we're in Thursday right now.
Allegedly.
Rough week.
Busy week. Every week's rough.
Yeah.
It's a game called life.
So what have you been doing? Have you watched anything to relieve?
2 nights I watched some of Stranger Things. Oh. I started a rewatch really early on in the release. I stopped at episode 4. I'm back up to 7.
Dude,
I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Do you care that girl's in the new Godzilla?
Not really. I more hope that they actually use her for Leia, because I've seen side by sides.
Yeah.
And everyone, the fan community, if you will, is kind of pushing for.
Well, that's where it's just complete. I just don't get it.
I feel you.
I really don't.
It's almost one of those things where because I've seen the Photoshop version of Sebastian Stan's head in Luke Skywalker's body.
Oh, yeah.
If they were going to recast to do an in-between I'd almost demand that it be him because of how accurate it looked to Mark Hamill back in the 70s. So, it's just one of those things.
I'll tell you where a little bit...
Uncanny resemblances.
I'll tell you a little bit of where that came from. So, yeah, I monitor, watch, obsess over more YouTube than you do.
Okay.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that I watch. There's a lot that I try and watch that I can't finish. And I'm not going to name who they are. So, one of the forerunners in Geek Conversation. Okay? And it's so pathetic how they try and fill their time. And this is...
Chris Hardwick. Kevin Smith. Stan Lee. Who has a podcast? Everybody help me out.
Do not get me started on Stan Lee. I will not go down.
Wrong show. Wrong co-host.
So, they were talking about that girl and Godzilla. Mm-hmm. And then every single host of this show, or every single contributor, there was roughly 4 or 5, everyone was like, I don't even know, I forget the girl's name. That plays her.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, they're like, Millie, she's a young, powerful actress, and she did great in that show.
She's only done one thing. That's not fair.
And she's wonderful, and she's going to be great in Godzilla, and her being in Godzilla gets me excited to see the movie, and every single one, including...
You know how it would get me excited?
And grown men all had the same sentiment.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I've watched her rap Nicki Minaj on The Late Show. Yeah. She is delightful, don't get me wrong. So, it would get me excited if they were going the route of the old 90s cartoon where it's almost like you're on Godzilla's shoulder telling him to fight the bad monster, but you're not. That you're my giant pet type deal. And I might be confusing this with Godzilla Godzuki, that old 60s cartoon that used to run on Cartoon Network.
That's a fun show.
Either way, At some point, he was controllable by humans.
Yeah.
If you make that Bond there, all right, I kind of be excited to see it because it's little girl, big monster Bond.
If that's even anything.
But I mean, she could be the Bryan Cranston of the movie, where she's in 5 minutes of it, Godzilla steps on her, and all of America's outraged, and they need to kill Godzilla.
I just think it's ridiculous going into the position of saying you're excited about the movie
because someone's in it.
You haven't seen yet.
Right.
Like, we've never been disappointed with actors selecting roles before.
Oh, yeah.
And you have...
I was pumped for Jared Leto being the Joker. I was excited as shit because he blows me away in everything he does. And he was just underutilized. It's not Jared Leto.
I will say this, though.
The role they gave him.
I watched that again.
I know. You watch it every night.
Yeah.
You're
like
weird.
This
you touch yourself to it.
Yeah, this past week. And like, that movie just grows on me. And then as soon as it turns that corner... I just have to stop watching it. Yeah, I literally love that movie.
That's when he starts surfing the net for dirty images. Crap, the God battle's coming. I
start searching the net for research.
What's that hub website again?
For this show. For us. All right.
All those YouTube videos, everybody.
I'll tell you something I watched this past week, along with
Well, I didn't finish.
two of your movies. I watched 2 of your movies this week.
Let's
Basic Case 2.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And I just watched the Puppet Master Access Rise.
Okay, you did watch it.
Yeah.
All right, that's one of the worst ones, surprisingly.
So here, I'll tell you one thing. I didn't catch... I want to ask you. Before Puppet Master Access Rising launches, there's a couple trailers.
Okay.
There's a clown trailer that I was doing.
Killjoy?
Doing a couple things. I don't know, but it's like a clown in the electric chair, and they're all murderous slasher clowns.
It might be Killjoy's Psycho Circus 666.
I don't know, but that movie looks awesome.
There's a line of them.
I saw.
And they're not great.
Dude, I don't know. I was like kind of catching glimpses of it while.
Did you see the trailer for Killer Bong versus Ginger Dead Man?
Oh, I did see.
Okay, all right, good.
I just love the image of Ginger Dead Man.
Right.
He's so.
I love that Gary Busey was the voice of him in the first one. It's so fitting.
I just love the.
On a side note of old actors that pop up in new stuff, I watched La Valantula.
Yeah,
I didn't get around to the sequel, but I watched that first one. I also watched that Roger Corman Death Race 2050.
What'd you think of that?
While the budget's really low, I like how they kept the undertones. I like that they didn't mess with Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein. It's solid. If you could get past the visuals of this explosion looks fake as shit, it's a fun movie. I like how they kind of made Stallone's character because it's a remake more than a sequel.
Yeah,
which I wasn't sure of.
It's just kind of
that Machine Gun Joe, that perfect.
I just love the way how they put it over the top. I love that they took advantage of things being modern, meaning that here's someone playing this role that looks like they're maybe from today.
Right.
Okay? The media cutaways,
it all feels
the reporters,
right.
but it took on a different tone because you're kind of programmed with Hunger Games.
Right.
To think about that stuff, and now but it was there before the Hunger Games. Hunger Games, and RoboCop.
Oh yeah,
Starship Troopers, two great examples.
Oh man, RoboCop Scream Factory burned me on those Blu-rays.
What
They're releasing 2 and 3 in collector's editions, right? One of the bonus features is a documentary, and it's the whole creation.
Okay.
3 comes with the second half of that documentary, so you have to buy the crap one to get the full documentary. It's like it's a smack in the face.
Do you have the RoboCop Criterion?
No. I have basic Blu-ray for the first one, and now Scream, because they also hit me with Serial Mom is coming to Blu-ray from them with all the bells and whistles. I just bought that for $5 at Target 3 weeks ago, and it's like I'm not buying horror movies anymore because these companies are too new and they're all just releasing them.
You know what it is? Sometimes you have to take it look, to get upset that you spent $5.
Oh yeah, no, it's worth the upgrade at that point. But it's the principle of God.
I don't think it. Let me take this angle, and I kind of believe this.
Devil's advocate.
If there's something I like, I spend $5. I get it. I take it home. I enjoy it.
Right.
And then something else comes out of that same thing that's $30 that maybe has $25 more extra stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe better packaging, video quality, extra features, documentaries, commentary, so on and so forth. And then at that point, you can just take that $5 copy and you give it to someone.
Yeah.
And you say...
Or you take it to Tunes in a big old pile since movie stuff's not there anymore. Don't get me started on movie stuff.
But you know what, though? Like, I say, give it to someone else and pay it forward because Tunes is going to give you $1 for it. If that.
Not even.
Yeah. So at that point, like, find someone that maybe wants to... Or just kind of sometimes have, like, a lend copy.
Right.
Like, someone's like, oh, I want to...
Oh, yeah. That's... that. Because I kept my...
Them that.
At one point, I convinced myself that I was going to get every version of Army of Darkness that was released on DVD and or Blu-ray. Because there were so many of them.
Yeah, dude, they were coming out like every 2-3 years.
I know.
It was a new version.
I sold my Walmart one off because that was $5 bin. Okay. But I got my boomstick for nice and cheap.
Oh, okay.
In a period when it was like $70 online. I got mine like in a store on a fine, like, oh shit.
Very cool.
I still have that one, but then I also upgrade because it's Army of Darkness. I got the 3-disc Blu-ray from Scream Factory that they released that was like all 3-4 cuts of the movie.
Speaking of Army of Darkness, somewhere here on my bookshelf, look right here, in reaching distance,
Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
There you go.
Yeah. For a while, I was watching it. I still wanted to get these.
How much?
Is the DVD in here?
I don't know. I think you have the DVD. Like when I gave you all my DVDs.
Oh, dude, I'm taking the book.
I wanted to keep the book because it's somewhat like a prop.
You're a dick. You're a dick.
How much are those? Do you know how much those are?
I feel like the last time I saw them, they were like up in the 60s. You're such a dick. I don't believe you. I thought you just threw out the old plastic. Oh,
no, I just kept that
you're
one.
A motherfucker.
But now something happened to the top of that there. It's like tearing.
Don't worry, I'll give it a good home.
Yeah. That's my Necronomicon.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like...
Necronomicon.
Yeah, I'm not even... Look, it's like breaking apart. See that?
It's because you're not opening it. It's latex. You have to keep it alive with the oils in your fingers. Otherwise, it dries out and dies. It's
yeah, I thought it would be funny to keep around.
I feel you. Yeah, there's a 2-pack. I feel like the last time I saw the 2-pack, it was like $120, but that was also new, like in the Walmart, whatever packaging it was, but it was like the leather bound for both of them. Because the first one's tanner. That's the second one, right?
Yeah, that's the second.
Right. Yeah, the first one's tanner, and the mouth's got more of a triangle to it.
I thought this one looked better. I think the first one I wasn't too happy with. The just like with the way it came out, like with the artwork and stuff. Dude, this is like falling apart.
Stop picking at it, dude. Now you're making me mad. Stop picking at it.
Why?
It's like a scab.
It's already done.
All right, well,
like it's almost like done.
All right.
I'll think about it if I'm going to let you take that.
You better if you're picking it apart.
Well, it's that's what I mean. Like that's why you don't like that's why like right now we witnessed live. Somewhat recorded live of my whole like anti-collecting.
Well, now it's got a friggin' hole in its head. I don't know if I want it. I'll keep the one that's in my Amazon list for $120.
Yeah, because you can spend all this time trying to get mint on card action figures, comic books.
Yeah, I'll do that. I open all of my toys, America. I open my toys and play with them.
And it all just rots away.
Yeah, it does. That's why I open all of my Force Awakens. I got 7 Force Awaken action figures out of the line. Like, nothing major. No crazy sets, no.
Yeah,
like, my Darth Raven, like yours is up on that book up there. Mine's out of the box. And he was going for like $60 on Amazon when I was taking him out of the box. That was for me.
Yeah,
that's canon. I got a big tote full of open toys that I play with.
So this week I got back into watch some Plane of Terror.
Before we go on to Plane of Terror, which excites me.
Yeah, so you were talking a little bit about Lava. Train.
Dude, all right. That first one has Steve Guttenberg as the washed-up action star. All right, fair enough. Leslie Easterbrook.
Okay.
What was her name in Police Academy? She was the blonde with the big hoo-ha. Callahan?
Yeah,
was it Callahan?
Maybe.
Or either way, she cameos in it.
How's she looking?
She's looking like 30 years went by, but I think that's why she cameoed.
Looking like 25 miles of bad road.
I feel like that mentality was there, and she was like, "I'll pop up, Steve," because legit, the desk clerk who has the really loud voice when she's mad, but she always talks real quiet for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That girl is a major player, and so is Michael Winslow or Mike the sound effect guy from Police Cat. It's like a family affair within Lava Land. It's crappy. It's as crappy as Sharknado, but a step down because the budget was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But like their interactions and Steve Guttenberg playing this tough, hard, trying to talk grizzly. Yeah. I've been through life and film. Yeah. Like it's so. But Steve Guttenberg looks pretty good for his age. Like he's been working out. Like nice. He's buffed up a little bit. It's surprising for like
got some weight to him.
50, 60 years old. It's surprising.
So you watched the first one and then watched the second one.
Yeah. I recorded it and I finally deleted it off of my DVR because I was at 99%. But yeah, the second one brings back.
How do you get 99% in your DVR?
Because Taboo took up a good chunk with Tom Hardy. Have you watched any of that?
No, I don't know what that is. What is Taboo?
It's kind of like a Game of Thrones. It's
Hardy?
Slow.
It's a new show?
It's on FX. It's 4 episodes deep. It's like he's fresh from Africa.
Okay.
And he like went there. He got stuck on a slaving ship. And his dad's dead, so he comes back to America. And his sister, Taboo, they have a past.
Yeah, and one show took up a chunk of your...
No. There's tons of shit on it. The Flash, Arrow... Big Bang Theory, Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham, Simpsons, not Conan, that crappy live. Son of Zorn. It's like that's cartoon dad with the live action son.
It's like He-Man in Suburbia.
Right, I deleted it. I couldn't do it. But Grimm takes up a good chunk. Okay. I started recording that. Emerald, Oz of... the new Oz show.
There's a new Oz show.
Right.
So, of all of these shows, what are the ones you really cannot live without?
Flash, Arrow, Gotham,
really,
Grimm.
You're there on Gotham?
Every week.
Well, you kind of
Gotham's gotten better.
You
Season 1 was rough, but like 2 and 3 have really...
Where are they with the Joker in Gotham?
They're kind of... It's still... Like this Jerome character, the redhead that keeps popping up on ads online.
Yeah,
he's been there since last season. He's really good at it, but they kind of don't just want to take that final push to make him the Joker, which I appreciate because Joker and Batman kind of make each other.
Yeah,
but in the show, it's more Alfred making Batman.
It depends. I think if you go by Tim Burton.
If you go by Tim Burton, yes, they made each other.
If you go by Alan
but I feel
Moore,
like anything else, it's
day.
Batman made the Joker. That's kind of how I look at it.
Well, kind of. I think
even in that Alan Moore, like it's that final chemical push that Batman gives that makes him
the
Joker.
It's still kind of like the Joker's in that position though because he had a horrible day. Like, and that's the whole point, which is like anybody can become the Joker,
right?
At any time.
Jim Gordon does it when he puts it through it
with one bad day, right?
That theory is debunked in the book. People.
That doesn't mean it doesn't mean that everybody.
Oh, I snorted.
Yeah, it doesn't. Damn mean everybody becomes a Joker.
No, not everybody. Well, that's the whole thing with that last Gotham episode. Like he comes back and everybody's.
So you're not bothered by Gotham putting a huge age gap between the villains and the Dark Knight?
No, not really.
Because to me, it makes no sense having the villains like 25 years
I'll
older.
put it to you this way. Every time I've ever seen the Riddler versus Batman, I've never really seen a physical fight. It's all mental games until he captures them. The Penguin to me has always been fat. So the fact that they have this guy who's super skinny... In my mind, I'm going, well, he's going to get really fat and become... And that's, like, the fact that they're leaving the Joker out. Yeah, to that extent.
But they kind of have to... Everyone needs to be the same age with some exceptions. Because technically, if you're like,
well, they've matured Bruce very quickly on the show.
Let's say you're 20 years old, 25. Let's just say even 25.
Right.
Some of your enemies now, your sworn enemies,
are in their 40s and 50s.
Are in their 50s plus.
Right.
So by the time you become 50, they're dead.
Right.
So it's just like
it's in a different universe. Show,
you can almost,
as much as it's in Gotham,
you can almost wait,
and they take their liberties. You're right. In this show,
just wait it out. They're all going to die.
The show has always been more about Jim Gordon anyway, which it's all about the precinct. And the only liberty that they've really taken that kind of irks me is making Harvey Bullock not so much a hard ass as more likable, which is fine. I'm just always partial to whatever. So, Donald Loud.
Do you think at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think some things with DC maybe have shifted, where if Gotham premiered today, they would be comfortable saying it's an alternate Batman, it's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Since so much has happened since the premiere of that show, meaning
there's
the DC, like, people are already preparing for 2 Flashes, 2 possible Supergirls, 2 it goes on and on and on and on, and people would,
well, it's like, all right, so they have the new Justice League cartoon coming out, which is it's Justice League, but Kevin Conroy's back doing Batman. Yeah. And they're bringing in the voice of Constantine from the live action, who's also in the Justice League Dark animated, but he's also doing an episode of it's like not unlimited.
Let me quick side note. What of the DC animated movies do you like?
I like a good chunk. I haven't. There's a good chunk I haven't seen,
I think most of them. I mean, Dark Knight and Batman Year One. I've seen. I don't think I've seen all of Year One, but they're basically panel by panel.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I got no interest in Killing Joke, knowing what happened, what they did to that.
Right.
Nor is it's weird that they did that. They should have made that like an anthology release, because The Killing Joke is such a quick story to begin with.
It didn't warrant. I still haven't read it. You gave me the copy.
Yeah.
Every time here's my pattern. I'll read 3 or 4, and I need to say this now while I'm thinking about it. Last time when Pete asked me what my 3 top graphic novels were, I had mentioned Doctor Strange: The Dark Dimension.
Yes.
And while the visuals of that truly blew me away, Doctor Strange: The Oath is a far better product. It's stronger written. The story is there. I love the Cure for Cancer aspect. I was looking at my bookshelf the other night and I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said, I should have said The Oath, because that's like a great book.
The Oath is the only Doctor Strange story worth reading. That's it. Like, the other ones,
so good, though.
The other ones have elements and explore wonderful ideas, but as of
if you like Rick and Morty, Doctor Strange comics are the thing for you to read.
As of a page turner, and The Oath is the only one. J. Michael Straczynski.
I thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man Doctor Strange crossover book.
A Marvel Knights. J. Michael Straczynski did the Marvel Knights reboot, Reorigin.
Okay.
That is probably, I think, the second best, and no one, that's not on anyone's list. That it's phenomenal that people have forgotten that. It's also
is it?
It should be Marvel Knights Doctor Strange. It's just a straight up Doctor Strange reboot that they put through Marvel Knights. So yeah, Norm's looking that up.
I'm gonna try and add it to my Amazon Live.
I'm not sure if the trade's got to be available. I'm not even familiar with what the trade pricing would be on that.
Well, it popped up on my Google, so let's see.
Yeah.
Or friggin' wiki. Volume 1. Oh, it's Wikipedia. God. 2004? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Strange Volume 1.
Okay, that's what and it's drawn by Brian Peterson, I believe, who did a great job on it. Lots of Photoshop effects that kind of worked with his line work. There you go. We got some. Okay, so as you're doing that, let me ask you real quick though. So tell me your other shows. You said Green Arrow, The Flash,
Right.
Legends of Tomorrow,
Right.
Gotham.
Yes.
What else?
Grimm's a big one for me,
Okay.
and that's ending the season.
Is it really?
Yeah. This is its 6th season.
Okay.
23 episode seasons, hour long.
Yeah.
The mythos has been building throughout, and now they have to sum it up in 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Instead of coming back in October, they brought it back in January for its last
13 hours is a long time.
No, it is,
Just
but like when
up.
here's the thing, 70% of that series was all Law and Order style criminal procedurals where the offender was a monster and the cop could see through the act. So it's like you would get 3, maybe 5 episodes a season that were really mythos of like his aunt, his mom, the backstory of the family. And it's all kind of built like season 5 went heavy with it, but
yeah,
I'm weary of the episode count and filling in all the answers without just killing the guy.
Are you happy with any TV show finale?
Honestly, I've had these conversations with my friends. There's very few that like really please me.
Well,
it's a sad thing.
Why is that? Do you think by the end of the show, your expectations?
They all just crap out, and I feel like that's why they end up getting canceled in the first place, because they're crapping out and they're just drawn. Like we were talking about Lost before we started to record. Like that one totally craps the bed.
Well,
I cannot think of really any series that has had a satisfying ending. Really? Like you could talk about Friends and they're all still friends, but everyone's grown up and moved.
Yeah, Friends.
You could talk about Will and Grace, where they stopped talking for 15, 20 years, and then their kids are roommates across from each other in the dorm, and they meet and kind of fall in love at first sight, and then the parents see each other after 15 years and go and grab coffee. You could talk friggin' Gilmore Girls, ER, like none of them are really satisfying.
So, real quick, were you able to find that strange...
Even MASH's sucks. No, I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to look too long because it was distracting me.
I don't think
look after I record.
Yeah, I don't think it...
It had to have.
It's just
trust me, they had to have.
I don't know.
But even MASH's sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, but...
And you're talking classic TV.
Yeah, but...
Cheers blows ass, I think.
No, the Cheers ending was great.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is Coach there?
I think Coach died. Coach died during the filming of that.
Yeah,
show.
season 3. So it's ass.
Right. I just.
Woody Harrelson.
I guess what I'm getting at, that it's not like, I think people are clouded that they think the role of the TV station and the TV show is to do that.
I don't think so, but I mean, if you're gonna spend that much time really working into a story,
It's the business, and the role of the business is to find the next show.
You know, it's a solid ending
that makes money.
You know, it's a solid ending.
What's that?
Is it Chicago? No, it's not Chicago Hope. What's the show where Howie Mandel was a doctor?
St. Elmo's Fire.
Yes,
St. Elmo's Fire.
Where it's all a hallucination in this kid's head. Like, that's kind of solid.
Dude, that's...
all the drama that was drummed up in that show.
That's repeatedly on the list of...
worst ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like it.
Worst finale.
You know what else is terrible? Roseanne. Where you find out she didn't win the lottery, and Dan's dead, and, like, all this shit was just a friggin'
yeah,
dream.
I mean, but that's a little bit of, like, of what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
To where it doesn't... Like, it shouldn't be this like perfect ending. It should never happen. Even for dramas and even for shows. Well, they should have
never let Roseanne win the friggin' lottery, because the whole appeal of that show was to appeal to like my family household of like lower class. Like but to put it sensitively.
Yeah, but the whole idea though is that you make a show.
Mm-hmm.
The show needs to produce. The show needs to make money.
You know,
okay.
All right, going back to shows.
Yeah, but
the biggest problem that Lost had was, like we were talking about before with the screenplay stuff. It's almost like they had their middle and they had their beginning, but they didn't have their end. Like, they knew what the last shot was going to be. Because I've read that article a million times. Oh, we knew we wanted to open on Matthew Fox waking up and looking dazed and confused, and we wanted to close it on Matthew Fox looking dazed and confused and on the island.
Yeah.
But if that's all you have, and you're setting up polar bears in the friggin'... Which they explain. They explain the polar bears. But the smoke monsters kind of not really fully fleshed out, along with half of the other questions.
There's a mystical side to the smoke monster, and the smoke monster.
Why does Hurley have to stay? Ben gets to do whatever Ben does.
Yeah,
I forget.
But I think that's a little bit of the point of Hurley staying. He was the only one that made sense staying.
But he had lottery money and potentially good. He was like one of the only good characters left in the. They even killed Saeed. I don't want to hear it. We need to stop because they killed friggin' Saeed.
Yeah.
Damn fortune cookie.
Yeah, I just think.
I step on fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Name that movie.
Temple of Doom.
Yes. Good band.
This ain't fortune cookie, Dr. Jones. Crunch. No, but it's.
I'm not putting my hand in there.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the points that gets so lost, is that the role of the TV station, the TV producer, is, and maybe it's shifted a little bit with the Netflix generation, since you can go in to make an arc, and you really couldn't do that before.
Right.
To where
they've done it, it's just never really been for prime time.
Yeah,
arcs are always done in like kid shows.
Look, but here's the thing: you have like AMC and you have Netflix, and they barely do 12 episodes.
Right.
Okay.
Even HBO roundabouts at 10.
The networks are double that per season. It's I don't understand how they can compete for the same awards.
Oh.
Right?
On a side note.
Because you're doing half the work.
Tell me how. All right. So, like I said, I've been watching Taboo. I don't know if that was recording or not.
Yeah.
But I was watching Taboo. They won't show any TNA. No tatars. But...
Which immediately...
I've heard... Well, no. The thing is... Even though it runs Tuesday from 10 to like 11:20 because it's an hour and 20 minutes, which also breaks the barrier of TV.
Yeah.
So like it's a full hour and like 5-minute show when you count commercials. But like I've heard fuck at least 7 times spoken on Kate, and I'm like, well, I saw an article where Tom Hardy lost $2.9 million from the show. I don't know if it's because of ratings, but now I'm starting to think it's from the FCC finding them because it's like he'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Give me my money. Like, whatever it hasn't been a lot, but when they throw it in there, it's like, did I just hear fuck on TV?
Yeah, I don't really, like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't really know. And, like, but that's the whole point. So, like, let's say you watch Taboo. You get into Taboo.
Okay. Which I am. It's solid.
And it starts generating money for the network. At that point, like, the network, nor should it, doesn't care.
Right.
What happens with that show?
Yeah.
If it starts to dip,
someone else... that's like Sons of Anarchy, which I hear people bitch about all the time. I didn't watch it, but I hear complaints about the last 2 seasons and how terrible they were.
But someone steps in and is like, well, we can fix this.
You know what I think the major problem is? Excuse me. 9 out of 10 times, the main writing and producing crew don't stay on for a full run if the show is successful. And it's usually like maybe they want more money or there's a falling out or they just want to branch out and do something else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which maybe they want to...
Well, I don't know. Like, shows nowadays traditionally have showrunners.
Right. But The Walking Dead's a prime example of having 2 between it's now finding its footing again, if you will.
Yeah.
But like,
I think
I remember when J.J. Abrams left Lost, and that's where it kind of started to.
Yeah, but it's still kind of like you don't. That's what I mean. Like you really don't know.
No, I don't pretend to know. But when you hear a showrunner's left and the next 2 seasons are shitty, it's kind of like I followed Sleepy Hollow. That was one religiously for me for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, they
left the showrunners. Fox literally started to mess with the format of the show.
Yeah, but that's what I mean about like I know what you're about to say, but you don't know if they're messing with the format because the show is slipping.
Right, but the main problem for the show slipping was they had already changed its time and slot 3 times. But I follow the ratings online, if you will. I have a website that breaks down the weeklies. It was never not within its premiere for them to move it around 3 times and then decide to reformat the show.
I don't. So here's a little bit of like that pushback. Is this all right? If showrunners staying produces ratings, because that's what the only...
That's not what I said.
Well, wait, hold up.
I say quality slips.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's just say that. And this is the image show. Quality doesn't mean ratings.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But the Kardashians are still on TV, believe me.
So here's the thing. So let's just say quality equals ratings for the sake of my point. Okay. Changing time slots. If changing time slots produces like locks in the show so people can hone in on on the greater quality and produces ratings, produces advertising revenue.
Right.
Okay. So if that was true, those would be 2 practices never done by networks. Networks would never move a show.
Right.
Networks would never.
Right. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, and here's my argument behind that.
Yeah.
Grimm had 4 successful seasons, where it was it maintained itself.
Yeah, I just thought
all along
those shows just skidded by.
They did just skip by, but then here, all right, you paired it with Hannibal for a little bit. Now you've canceled Hannibal. You've paired it with this show for a little bit. I don't even remember what else it was paired. They were doing their horror nights for a little bit, but it wasn't quite horror night.
Yeah.
And now this season 5, they finally moved it to Friday at 10 o'clock. And I know for one, if I'm going out on a Friday, I watch whatever's on from 8 to 9, maybe 9 to 10, and then my lady's done getting her face on and her dress and showered and all that good stuff. And then we're out of the house. So moving it to Friday at 10, right before the 11 o'clock news, you literally wiped out a good chunk of maybe college students who were digging the show, watching it. They're all gone now. Because they're at the bar trying to do whatever college kids do on a Friday night, if you catch my drift. And it just, now it's paired with Oz, and they're trying to bring the audience into Oz with Grimm, and it's for me, it's not, I haven't watched any of it, and I might delete it. It's just
never, I think that's where this, weird, false analytics comes in. Because, again, the network's just trying to figure out how to stay in business.
And if this conversation's about Norms DVR, I also record Preacher.
I haven't. How far is that show?
6 episodes, season 1, the way AMC does. Season 2 is filming now. Although I don't know how the first 12 issues graphic novel ends, but they blew up the whole goddamn city that the Preacher's in. Granted, he wasn't there when they blew it up, but they blew it up. So I don't know where season 2's headed.
Yeah,
I have no idea, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I just really, like I said, I think people come in. It's a different product when you produce a entire season and it's set up to be binge watched.
Right.
It's a different product.
You sit down and write 12 episodes as opposed to the Walking Dead approach where you write maybe 7 of the episodes, and then after you film those, you write the end 7.
Yeah, so at the same time, I don't understand how people act like these formulas are so simple and you can easily dissect the formulas and the network's doing this wrong and doing that. I mean, most of the time in movies, when we hear about studios interfering with films, most of the time they're bad movies. These are movies that have problems.
Right. Suicide Squad being one.
Yeah. I mean...
Potentially.
The list goes on and on. No, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care how you recut Suicide Squad. It's not there. It's not there.
Right.
You can't recut and make that third act any more believable and seem less stupid.
You make the movie 20 minutes shorter and you move on.
Yeah. So, so that's the whole idea to where... And these networks are... It's the same extension. It's the same thread. It's the same branch. It's the same thought, which is the network needs to
stay in business. The network cannot go out of business. Mm-hmm. So, and at the same time, the network needs to make product.
Right.
To hold up its business.
You know, it's been a product of satisfactory content this season.
What's that?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You mean getting better or worse?
Getting better.
Yeah,
right. So you had like a 12-episode arc of Ghost Rider where they kind of tie him up with a nice, neat bow, even throw in a little Johnny Blaze cameo. Okay. And now we're into the life model decoy like arc. And they have a third arc planned for the rest of the season. So now you kind of don't know who's a robot, who's not. Yeah. Like, it's kind of Blade Runner-ish, if you will.
Yeah.
But either way, that show has been on the up. Same thing as Legends of Tomorrow, which has been on the up. Whereas you have Arrow, which has been on the down.
So answer me this. Mm-hmm. If a show sucks.
I also record It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and South Park. No. You're not going to paint me to be a nerd on the internet, damn it.
Wait. If
Norm has range.
If a show sucks.
Mm-hmm. Big Bang, I record weekly.
Why give it, like, time? Why give it an opportunity? Why not just get on with...
Well, that's like age...
all right. Like, why not just get on with things and like, right, I can do this.
I won't say spare time, but it's one of those things where, like, all right, I'm sitting down to do homework. There's nothing on TV. Oh, I have 6 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. recorded. Let me play it. And as you're sitting there, you kind of hear things, and it's like, oh, wait, this is kind of sounding in. Oh, wait, this is getting kind of, oh, shit, this is kind of good. Yeah. Oh, damn, they have their hooks in me. All right, I'm not going to watch anymore until my homework's done now so I can actually focus on this. And it's that just transition.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give Constantine a fair shot. And I'll admit I'm half of the problem for that show being canceled, because as soon as I heard he wasn't going to smoke and he wasn't going to swear, I was out. Like, NBC wasn't the network for Constantine to be at.
But how long did that even last?
It had a 13-episode arc. It didn't get picked up for its full 26. It was canceled halfway through.
Okay.
DVDs have been released.
Okay.
But the guy who played him was really good and really convincing, which is why he's now in that Justice League show we were talking about. And the Justice League Dark Animated with Swamp Thing.
So let's jump to Flash.
Okay.
How would you explain that show to someone?
A teeny bopper drama that has superhero antics in the background.
Okay.
Because that's the way it is. I'm just a sucker for the
What are some of the arcs of that show that you responded to?
Well, all of season 1 was who is Harrison Wells and
which is Reverse Flash.
Yes, by the end, yes.
Yeah.
Season 2 is who is Flash from Earth 2 and who is Zoom, which was the main bad guy. Yeah. And you find out that they're kind of one of this. And now it's just, well, now it's not just it. Like, all right, so you got his dad who died on his Earth, who's the Flash on another Earth. So you get the Flash from the 90s show who's playing a Flash on another Earth. Who's,
yeah, right.
Like, yeah. It just all... As much as you want to criticize for not doing the week-to-week, when you do the week-to-week viewing of a show that's fully tied in for, like, almost the full 23 episodes, where maybe 9 out of those 23 are one-off episodes, like,
yeah.
When the bow finally gets tied on that package, it's a really nice, like, oh, shit. Like, you guys thought, you sat down for the entire summer, and you thought out 23 hours plus worth of where is Barry going this year. And they kind of do it for Arrow, too. The problem is the Flash is a superior product, and it's kind of punishing the Arrow for it.
Okay.
That's the way I look at that.
And then, and you still watch Arrow?
Yes.
Still into
it. It's still good. Like, Stephen Amell is he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, he had...
See, like, I'll tell you one of the... Like, I guess I have this issue with, like, the DC movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And maybe we'll explore this later. So, I don't understand when you sit down and you say, look, like, we're going to do this connected universe, or even when you have all the things in motion,
mm-hmm.
if you just say, like, hey, like, now we're going to have to connect it because maybe that's what people want, and we want more ratings.
Right.
Okay? Or, like, we just want a bigger product.
Mm-hmm.
We want more frequency. And, like, you have something like The Dark Knight. You have Bruce Wayne, you have Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can make a decision not to put him with with gods.
Right.
Okay, because like in actuality, like Green Arrow has nothing to do with these guys.
Right.
Batman has nothing to, and
that's why they've only made that transition to cartoons.
Yeah.
Like Justice League Unlimited or Super Friends.
But it's totally different in live action.
Right.
But they keep wedging it. They keep trying to make it seem
Batman has more ground than Green
like
Arrow.
it's almost like Marvel was so freaking smart. No, Batman has no ground.
Yes, he does. His suit's bulletproof versus leather.
They are the same.
To an extent.
Character.
No.
Yes.
Yes, they're the same character, but their abilities are highly different and their tech is different.
They are.
Green Arrow's not bulletproof. Batman is. So, unless you shoot him in the mouth.
Okay.
Shoot Batman in the mouth. Please, someone write a comic where they just hire a sharpshooter to shoot Batman in the mouth when he's talking to the Joker, because it needs to be done.
So, but either character belongs next to Superman. Right? Like, we can agree on that. So, Marvel was insanely intelligent. They or had foresight to know what to do with Hawkeye.
Right.
Where they kind of got away with him in one movie. And then
leaving him in the background, the useless cannon fodder, if you will.
Yeah. So
then they kind of beef him up a little bit, give him some backstory, give him some attachments, humanize him. He is us on the Avengers.
Yes, but
that's the Hawkeye character.
You're not letting me get to my point.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So DC almost like takes your approach. Which is like, kumbaya, who cares? Let's just like do stuff. Okay? And they never go in and say, look, like, let's just do a Justice League movie and we can have Batman, like we can have the Dark Knight in this universe. But we have to do a Justice League movie with him not in the lineup at all.
Right.
Okay? And the DC TV shows seems to be doing that, where it somehow puts like the Green Arrow on the same plateau as the Flash, and it's the stupidest thing.
They're not on the same plateau at all.
Well, they've done team ups. Right?
Yes, they've done team ups, but have you seen any of them?
You can
have you seen them?
I'm asking you, but they've done team ups and
they've done team ups, and 9 out of 10 times within those team ups, at some point Barry feels like, or not Barry, that Oliver feels like a piece of shit because he's not a meta, and he doesn't have he's all self-trained, self-contained. That was like the first 2 crossovers, and he had to cope. And maybe or maybe not, he saves the day in those. Maybe he comes up with a plan using his old noggin.
Yeah.
But then in the third one, it's which had the Supergirl and the Legends. That was the big 4 crossover.
Right. Is that the one with the alien invasion?
Yes.
That's what I mean. Like, why is he even...
So, like, in that one...
In
that one, he's like the guy that's like, look, I can't process all this. There aren't aliens. There is not a fucking Supergirl, Woman of Steel that nothing can... I am the pinnacle of humanity, and he is a meta. This is explained. All this alien shit, I'm still coming to terms with aliens, or metas. He's just a normal guy who has advantages, who has gone a weird route, and... when weird shit happens within that world, he has to come to terms with it too.
Let me get to my one point. When you make that decision, what you do is, the only way to tell that story is now you have to subtract the powers of the hero who you should be amplifying the powers of. Meaning, if the Flash is going to hang out with Green Arrow, you have to make the Flash do less things so the Green Arrow has something to do. And at that point, it becomes more of a Green Arrow story than the Flash story.
Well, the way they utilize crossovers, prime example, one of the main ways, alright, so Oliver Queen's on the phone with someone at Central City because he needs information on this particular prisoner, and the captain's like, you're not the Green Arrow. Anyone can have a voice modulator. Fucking prove it. So alright, hold on. He real quick texts the Flash, and the Flash bursts into the captain's office, leaves a sticky note on the laptop that says he's legit, and he's out. Like, it's a quick 2-second, like, cross it, but that's the way they work it. To where, like, sometimes Barry will just be there to get some human advice from Oliver. Or, hey, you know what? This villain was too much for me, just being a bow archer before I had the team that I'm building now. Right. Like, Barry comes in and trips the guy for him, and then he catches the bad guy. Like, 9 out of 10 of the crossovers that they do have where they actually do crossover are like cameos more than their like full episode arcs of, hey, wave the team up. Yeah. It's a cameo.
I just think, but I guess like just when it comes to like an overall, like just the way how you would sell that show, get the broader audience attached to it. Like it's almost like that's what the typical person would say, and I think there's so many of the geeks of the community that grew up to make the content that they double down on these ideas, and they're satisfied with a somewhat mediocre product.
Well, here's the
somewhat mediocre ratings because they're making a mediocre.
Well, that's mediocre to most networks, but to the network that these shows are on, they are stellar ratings because they don't usually break 1 million people.
Yeah, but
for those hours,
it's a different business model.
Okay? It is,
but like historically, how are they compared to Buffy?
Probably not at all. Right. You get 1.6 million if on a good night, maybe, but that's the main.
Yeah, but see, like, and that's
if these were on Fox or NBC with Gotham or CBS with Supergirl before she went to the CW, where they all have a home.
I just feel like they, like, this is the one, like, really.
What's your stance on Powerless? I think it's premiering tonight. I think maybe
that is.
Really.
Well, yeah, I have no
it's
idea.
The Office, but in maybe Gotham. Alan Tudyk plays Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Oh.
And they...
What?
Yeah. Alan Tudyk, K2SO, and King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph plays Bruce Wayne's cousin, who is the Steve Carell character of The Office,
if you will. Show.
Yes, it's on NBC. And they literally come in to clean up superheroes' messes. Oh. So it's the you and I of the DC universe.
You know what it is? It's there was a Marvel series called The Damage Control.
Yes, that's the DC version of it. Damage Control is coming to ABC next year.
Stupid.
Mazel tov.
Okay. Yeah, zero interest at all. Like, it's just, I'm almost like,
it's not on my DVR.
I just don't even want to waste time. I think that was enough of me wasting time with you just explaining it. It sounds like it's a like a funny or die bit.
A little
like
bit.
An SNL
I don't believe that they actually gave it a show. It's a little outlandish.
A TV show. People are they have too much confidence in superheroes.
Never enough.
Norm's going. I think as always we take Norm's pee breaks as sign off indicators. That's probably because a good amount of beer is already surging through both of our veins, but not really. It's just I'm not knocking people that watch television or this and that. I just don't get it. I like to dissect a little bit of where Norm's coming from, and I don't understand why anyone would watch a show twice that had a horrible episode. I tried watching Flash, tried watching Green Arrow, and maybe watched 15 minutes of both of those shows and just decided to do something else. They were just bad. Not saying that they didn't get any better or more entertaining, but I don't want to go through the journey to find out what's good. I think it should be good pretty early. Real quick, did you want to add anything else to your DVR list? Big Bang. How long has Big Bang?
They're coming into their 10th season.
Jeez.
Maybe potentially being renewed for an 11th. Maybe.
Do you want to know how much Big Bang I've watched?
Zero.
Yeah. I watch that show either.
My lady watches it for the rom-com. I'm in it for the geek humor.
Yeah.
It's kind of the perfect show for us.
I would say
Two Broke Girls is on my DVR. Rick and Morty, South Park.
Yeah.
I have a legit hodgepodge. I hear a new show's coming out. I give it 2-3 episodes. I maybe delete it. I maybe keep it. Into the Borderlands. I kept the entire series. Didn't watch it. Watched the first episode. Didn't kind of hook me. I always meant to go back and Into the Borderlands is recording. I'll get back to it. Never got back to it. Deleted it. Stopped recording it. It's I'm open minded.
Yeah.
I tried Zoo, which was an ABC show about why animals in the world are getting super smart and attacking humans, and that one had me for like 3 episodes.
That was a real show?
Yes. It's in season 2 now, going into season 3.
It's called Zoo?
Zoo. It's on Netflix, season 1.
And animals are attacking people?
Yes. Like a tiger gets onto a bus in the safari and slaughters all the humans on board and gets off. Not eating them, just slaughtering them.
Okay.
And apparently there's answers at some point, but I didn't stick around long enough. I watched all the X-Files reboot, which...
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Don't get me started on that ending.
Real quick, so movie-wise, we had more Power Rangers stuff come out.
Yes.
Any feeling any better about that movie? No?
I'm gonna go see
Fox is going to be doing. They haven't announced what the trailer is. They're going to be doing a trailer premiere at the Super Bowl, and everyone thinks it's Alien. That's kind of like the general thought for that.
I'm kind of off of Alien right now.
Yeah,
I'm a little butthurt that they're not doing Covenant and then Alien 5 because that's kind of what I was promised. And as much as it was rumor, it was like confirmed within the studio that Alien Covenant was going to set up Neil Blomkamp's follow up.
Yeah, but you don't want that guy touching another movie ever.
I was kind of excited to see Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn ignore 3 and 4.
But you kind of don't want that guy ever touching a movie.
You're right. I don't like any of his movies personally.
Yeah.
But the concept art kind of had me sold.
District 9 is phenomenal.
I couldn't get through it. Yeah. I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like Elysium.
Yeah.
And I didn't like Chappie. Yeah. And aside from those 3, what has he done? Not to be a jerk, but what has he done?
I think he did a District 9 short. And that was it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, if that guy wants to be producer or like run the artwork and run the story department of that movie,
right,
and then find someone to take over or find someone to collaborate with. But I don't think he is a capable director for what. And it's just. I don't know. It's just weird. Like his movies seem very hollow to me.
Yeah.
Outside of District 9,
the concepts are there, but the executions.
Yeah, I do think District 9 is a somewhat of a masterpiece. I think that movie's that type.
And I've tried at least 4 times. I can honestly say between on demand and like.
Yeah, I think
Netflix.
I think we should pat ourselves on the back because we've done 2 episodes now. I'm not talking about the Star Wars title.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna bring up Wonder Woman again. I was getting hot under the collar.
Oh no, we are. Yeah, we're kind of. We should be doing Faith and Norm. I'll be sitting down with Mark later tonight to continue recording.
You bastards.
Mark's coming in with a lot of topics, a lot of stuff that he wants to discuss, and then after this, we're gonna have another new guest. I'll reveal him, but we will do a Marvel vs. DC round 2. And at that point, we're going to really dissect. It's more of a, I will say right now, and I really don't care. It's a DC attack, like podcast position angle, because everything just seems to be in chaos.
I figured out today where DC went wrong.
Where did
all right. So
you figured that's it.
I did.
That's it.
So in Norm's crazy cog of turning brains.
Anyone that's with us right now, you are getting a treat.
You are. Yeah. So, all right, I figured it out. So Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah.
He had
Zack Attack.
Yes. He had the graphic novel, the Watchmen graphic novel on set to reference for frame shots as his Bible, right? So Warner Brothers won't let him use the end with the giant squid monster. They say it has to be Dr. Manhattan. And Zack Snyder's like, no, screw you. It can't be Dr. Manhattan. It's got to be the squid monster. Bible, bitch. It's right here on the page. Alan Moore does no wrong. So they get into the big brawl. He caves, does the whole Ozymandias Dr. Manhattan thing. And then he says, oh, you hired me for Man of Steel. You want me to set up your universe. I'll set it up, all right. And he pile drives it in the ground for them not letting him do the giant squid monster in Watchmen.
Okay.
I thank you.
All right, so here's a little bit of that.
Now Pete's going to make me look like a jerk.
No.
But part of me thinks he sabotaged it because of maybe a bad relationship.
Heck no, because his solution for Watchmen is the better solution.
No. It is. Don't get me wrong.
100%.
But from a comedic standpoint, he was pissed about the fucking octopus. Now, admit it.
What? And what? He puts an octopus in Man of Steel?
No.
Cool. Well,
there's no octopi.
No. Well,
those mechanics.
Those
maybe.
World builder.
But I was
machines.
more thinking about the train wreck that is Batman versus Superman, leading into the rest of the universe that they fired him from for screwing up so bad.
Well, no. He's
still a producer, but
yeah,
he's out of the chair.
Well, I think who messed it up wasn't Schneider.
It was Warner Brothers.
Nolan.
No.
Yes.
Well, I could get behind that. They made Batman too grounded.
No,
Batman's not
grounded.
That. He's in a fucking bat suit.
He was also heavily involved with Man of Steel.
Man of Steel's good though. I will fight people tooth and nail. I enjoy Man of Steel.
Right. As do I. But Man of Steel also is not a Universe 0.0 movie as Iron Man was.
No.
See, Iron Man at the end of that movie, they at least and further there with the Hulk, and the Hulk is more of a universe building movie than Iron Man. Okay, because Hulk they were like, we can push this further, and this is where like the post credits. It's only the post credits.
Iron Man 2 is the truest builder of Legos or Mega Blocks or clay stones that you want to discuss.
So you have Nolan, can't do no wrong. Warner Brothers loves him.
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, they put him. He's with Goyer, collaborator with Batman.
Right.
He's with Schneider, a tonally similar director. Even
to an extent.
Even in.
I feel like Snyder's more whimsical.
Even in
the 300
in skill set though.
Skill set, yeah.
Okay. So they put them together. They get the office going.
They say vision over skill set. We don't know what their skills are, but their visions are both outlandish.
Yeah, well, I think that's a part of it. The vision that comes through is what their skill set enables. So, but here's the thing, though. You have Man of Steel that is what it is. You're like, man, like, all right, if they're going to do something, they did something halfway decent. They did something good. They did something entertaining. They did something that looked sexy. Just the movie just looks sexy.
Right.
Okay. That was the whole point of that movie. Like, we gotta do something with Superman.
It's all visuals, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, you gotta make a Superman movie. And then all of a sudden, everything started to go wrong with Batman vs Superman, where, like, that's why that movie feels so disjointed. But there's so much there. No one has the patience to sift through it. And Nolan no longer is involved with the DC movies.
Right.
Okay. You have Schneider helming, like, almost like helming the first wave, which I think also was a mistake. Huge mistake. Not saying he's not capable, but I'm just saying, like getting the same guy in the same material over and over and over again. You get like fatigue on it.
Right.
Okay. But at the same time, though, then you have Jeff Johns that comes in, and now he has taken over, and I'm pretty sure he has co-written the Batman movie, or will co-write the Batman movie.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But, well, it's I'm pretty sure he's going to be co-writing it. But the whole thing, though, is that now you have a comic book czar taking over, like, movie stuff.
It's kind of how it should be.
Well, you're the only thing you've done is worked in comics. Like almost like your entire professional life you worked in comics.
So stick him in the writer's room for the comics.
Well, you know, but
or the script.
Well, that and I think this is a little bit of what some of the problems are with DC is that they don't have like that type of formula figured out yet, and you can see that in these changing positions in directors and some of the management positions keep shifting. Okay, and Marvel is somewhat steady because we know that they have, they almost have like symposiums on what they're doing internally with the movies,
right? And
you have people on track, and then they have a way of defining what to import from the comic and what they think will work on screen. And you don't get any of that tone. You don't see it coming from DC. And people will be like, well, how can you see it, right? They kind of do the Pete argument against myself. Buy the art of Marvel, like any of the art of Marvel movie books, and buy a DC one.
Right.
And just even...
They don't even make DC ones.
Yeah, and even...
I don't think.
Well, they do, making of, but even if you compare, the artwork and what the artwork says and does, it's almost like it just doesn't seem there, and the Marvel books are so great because they actually add insight into these decisions that they make. We tried this costume didn't work, so we tossed it, and we knew we had to come up with something else,
right?
Or we knew we were using this idea from the comics, but it's way different than the comics, like Yellow Jacket from and there's just this these logical threads you connect with the Marvel movies, even in their productions, that you it's vacant in DC, and I don't think Snyder has anything to do with that.
I've been saying it since day one. Marvel, while during Iron Man 1 and Incredible Hulk days, did not have an overall plan, just an idea. DC is now playing 10 years worth to catch up, because we're going back to 2003 for Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
Maybe 2004, maybe.
Yeah.
They're going on 10 years old, those two movies.
I know.
So funny. You got to figure we're in 2014 when Superman versus Batman hits.
Yeah.
That's a major gap. And now DC is scrambling because they see the success and they want to replicate it. But in rushing it, you're not replicating it. You need to literally give it love. Well, you need to love the source material and the idea behind it.
Yeah, but see, okay, you say that.
Right, but you can argue me all you want. At the end of the day, Jon Favreau and everyone who wrote that movie, and maybe even Robert Downey Jr., had a little bit of love for that character to say, we're going full blown with it. We're not holding back. This might be our only shot. We're going to give it our all.
Okay, but at the same time, do you not think Batman vs. Superman had love?
Of course it did. You have a million comic book fans behind that movie who've been waiting to see on the big screen Batman vs. Superman. Because all you've ever seen are Batman the Animated Series meets Superman the Animated Series, and Lex Luthor and Joker teaming up.
Real quick, do you think that movie could have worked? Do you think the overall premise of the idea for that movie and what they wanted to execute kind of on the back end with I guess you could say the franchise implications, do you think that could have worked?
Had they done it right.
But isn't that anything? I do take, even though I compliment the movie in a lot of what they put on screen and what they tried to do, with the plots. But at the end of the day, the audience that they have to hit, you cannot explain why the two characters are fighting.
Right.
And this goes with a little bit we were talking about before, which is why are you putting the Dark Knight up against the Man of Steel? Okay, I get it. It happened in the comics.
Right.
Kind of not really, though. Like it's
every time it's a mind control. It's
it's not even or it's alternate reality.
Exactly.
It's not even in continuity, which is again different. So you have this fantasy idea in in fantasy. It's like a dream within a fantasy of something that is very niche and geeky.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't explain to a normal person why the two of them are fighting, there is no way you can execute it.
That movie builds on
like
literally 20 years of Batman psychoses and his insecurities about Superman literally being a god. And you expect the average viewer to be caught up to that in 10, 20 minutes, watching a city be destroyed and Bruce Wayne racing to save this one employee. Like, no, you need Super Friends, you need Justice League, you need all of the background behind it for it to be like, okay, this makes sense.
I think that movie would have been better if they went in with the premise that it's a Superman Batman movie
instead of Versus.
Right.
Versus totally shot them in the foot.
Because they even, I think...
Your mom's name's Martha.
One of the
my mother's name's Martha.
Like, one of the weird things that
Are we best friends?
I'm still not over in that movie, though.
We are best friends.
Is that the cities are across the bay. That you can see this.
I can see you.
Yeah, it's so, like...
I got binoculars, Superman.
It's just so weird.
Screw your X-ray vision.
Yeah, and the only reason why they had to do that is because they have to fight.
Right.
Like
Batman had to be there in a pinch. Oh man, Martin's in the building. It's about to fall down. Metropolis is in ruins. I'm on my boat. Yeah. I'm in my car. My car is totaled. I'm in the ambulance. I'm on my way. Oh fuck, Martin's dead.
Yeah, and there's things that they wanted that they had to set up for the fight that they could explain away.
Can you explain to me why they cut like 30 minutes out of Lex Luthor's like story, which is actually kind of pivotal when you think about what they're doing with the Justice League and like who's Steppenwolf, and oh wait, he was in Batman versus Superman, but in a deleted scene with Lex Luthor in a prison, but in water, and it's fucking weird. Explain.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
It doesn't. Because Justice League's gonna rewrite whatever was there.
Well, that's what I mean.
Because it's all in deleted scenes and extended cuts that maybe not everybody paid for.
Yeah, or I think they're going to just find a way to re-explain it and to move forward. You know, and because like still at the end of the day, you're making movies, you're making products, you're not making these other things. And I don't know, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Look, if I had to give one TV show a shot, what TV show would you recommend for me?
Oh, dude, that's hard. You fucked up taste. You're so disconnected. I don't need Taboo. Taboo's probably the best thing you would.
Well, how about one of the DC ones? Between Legends, Flash, Arrow, and Gotham, and Supergirl. Wow, there's 5. I can't believe there's 5 DC shows.
I don't even watch Supergirl. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. So I watched the crossover with all of them, and that was a fucking slap in the face, and I didn't watch any more of it. I deleted it off of my DVR.
Oh, wow.
It's really a toss-up between Gotham and Flash.
Okay.
Like, Arrow is seriously grounded. Season 1 and 2 are fucking solid. Yeah. Like, Manu Bennett is a great Deathstroke. Like, Stephen Amell is an awesome Oliver Queen. And I love the mythos that they build in Season 1 and 2. But Season 3 takes a major shit, and they're still trying to regain that horse. And the problem is the horse is now running on the Flash's carriage. Because it's just a superior show.
Yeah. Well, it also has a possibility of being a fantastic show because of the powers of the Flash.
Period. Like, Captain Cold wears the hood. He has the gun. He has the glasses. Heatwave, like, as outlandish as most of these designs are and everything else, like, they still gamble on it.
Yeah.
Like, they managed to work in, and this is just fan service for people like me.
Yeah.
But, like, all right, the Flash from the 90s is the Flash's dad in the new one.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill plays, like, 2 different tricksters. Because in one point, he'll be the Flash's dad in that universe's trickster. Mm-hmm. And then he'll be in prison for being the old 90s trickster when someone's trying to copycat him.
Right.
Like, so there's 2 Mark Hamill tricksters to fan service everyone who's been in...
Well, maybe I would... how about that? Maybe...
I got the DVDs. If you want them, just let me know. They're on Netflix. All of them.
Should I just skip season 1 of The Flash?
No. Because it's like their story built
into it. Because I tried to watch... That's the one I tried to watch.
There's story built into it.
It sucks so bad.
The whole Reverse Flash payoff does pay off.
Well,
your problem is Iris and Barry. Because in the comics, Iris and Barry never had to go through that bullshit.
I'm pretty sure they did that in Flash Rebirth. They retroed Flash's origin.
I read Flashpoint. That's the Flash book I read.
In Flash Rebirth.
The one Flash book I read was Flashpoint. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, I just, like, if that's
the show's just that good.
Yeah.
Like, Gorilla Grodd, when they bring him in, he's fun. Granted, he's crap CG, but they bring him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
most of the cast is from friggin' Spartacus, which was a major... Like, I love that show.
Yeah, I know.
All 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love that show.
Yeah. Well, I think we will
Stand Against Evil, Norm's last DVR recording.
How far is that show?
6 episodes for season 1. Got renewed though. I'm excited. Because it's literally Ash versus the Evil Dead for the poor man.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford stars, everybody. Gotta wait for the Blu-rays.
Yeah. All right, and on that note, we will we'll sign off.
Alrighty, everybody.
Wait, real quick before we go, tell me about your shirt.
I'm rocking a Fright Rags Predator shirt. This is my Predator shirt.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I think it might glow in the dark.
It looks. I was kind of thinking that it looks like it might. It looks like it does.
Well, apparently this year they're gonna have like a line of them, so they got the license. But this was Midnight Madness, so 24 hours, no other releases for it. Nice bloody Predator ripping the spine out of a victim type shirt.
Very nice.
Greens, reds, whites.
Fantastic artwork.
Oh yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah,
I love when he does a shirt. I'm like, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Would you be opposed to a Predator TV show?
No.
Do you think?
I think Predator, what is it focusing on? Tell me what it's focusing on.
I would. How about like somewhat? Because I think I love the idea when they announced it with Star Trek. I love, even though I've seen just a few seasons, American Horror Story.
Okay.
But I love what they're able to do now with the anthology season driven TV show.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I would do that. I would put
so like a new hunt every season.
New hunt,
new predator, new
group,
victim,
new group, new world.
Oh, dude, I'm in.
New situation.
You sold me. Enough. I'm in. Like, I already have a chubby.
Yeah,
stop it.
Like new time.
Just stop it.
But I'll tell you one
Predator thing. Is my shit. Every time I go to Monster Mania, whether it's $5 or $55, I have to leave with something Predator. Because as you and I saw, when you go to Toys R Us, you can find Jason. You can find Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Leatherface. You can find Freddy Krueger. But you rarely find Predator stuff.
Where are you? Because I completely love the effing movie, but why hasn't there been a resurgence for Predator 2?
Why hasn't there been a Predator's resurgence? I wish there was. Apparently, the third Predator's not ignoring 1 and 2. Maybe.
I don't know.
It's just kind of ignoring that weird planet that Adrian Brody's stuck on. Please keep him there.
I don't know.
Please keep him there.
I thought Predators was awesome.
Yeah. No, it's solid. I like the idea of like bigger versus little because like you have mini ponies and you have real ponies.
It's
like why not super hunter predators versus like humanoid predators?
It's just like another step in their hierarchy, and
it's like Neanderthal versus human. Like it's that evolution. Maybe half of them left the planet. Maybe it's a tribe. I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, I love Predators.
I love Predators.
Like
I love all 3 movies.
Like Predator 2,
AVP and AVP-R are two different stories, and we can save that for a
But we're
whole
not talking
episode.
about that.
Exactly.
Those movies are crap.
But 1, 2, and Predators, I won't complain about any of them.
Yeah,
I won't complain.
I think I don't understand how, since everyone today is.
I love the voodoo into.
Yeah, it's just for like everybody wants to discover something awesome that's forgotten,
Right.
or something that was sucky but now it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how Predator 2 doesn't get that resurgence.
I
Because
feel you.
it is a stacked...
NECA is making a foam replica xenomorph skull in response to the one that's hanging in the trophy case. You know what that movie sparks for me? Like, all right, so they're apparently...
It was like the first real Easter egg.
No, it
ever in
is.
the movie.
It is.
Right?
That's true. It's the first connector, really.
Well, the first
But like
solid one.
my Amazon has Predator versus Tarzan. My Amazon wish list has a Predator versus Tarzan.
New shot game. Every time Norm mentions Amazon, take a shot.
Yes, amen.
Yeah.
My Amazon has a Predator versus Tarzan trade paperback.
Yes.
Why not take it to that next level? Why not?
What, do Predator franchise crossover movies?
Yes. Why not?
That could work.
It could.
Yeah, I think Tarzan's public domain too. I don't think he's
Probably,
owned by the
yeah.
Burroughs anymore.
No,
I think he's public domain.
He's like 110 years old.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Have Disney made a movie about him?
if that guy, how protected that property is. But no, I mean, and that's the idea. I mean, a Predator TV show, anthology based.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1.
Not even season 1.
No.
Hunt 1.
No.
Hunt 2.
Oh yeah.
Hunt 3. You call the seasons the Hunts.
Okay. Well, guess what? He's back in Los Angeles from Predator 2. That's the first. That's the first go. Because the reason why I love that movie so much is because it's future LA, but it's not future LA. Like it's such an 80s.
It's alternative reality.
Yeah, it's like but it's also like an 80s gang driven, like adversary. Like
that's when we get the net, because you don't get the net in the first one.
You have like extreme gangs, like a lot of 80s movies have extreme gangs. And
RoboCop.
Yeah, and Predator,
Terminator,
and I'm even talking about Mad Max,
Class of 1989.
Yeah, The Wraith, like Toxic Avenger,
right?
Like it goes, and you're like, man, like, and then going to two of my faves, like Hobo with a Shotgun and Turbo Kid.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was just tweeting him, Jason Eisner, the
director.
I
thought you were gonna say Rutger Hauer.
No,
my heart was.
I was tweeting him. Telling him that Warner Brothers has to call you for the Batman movie when Affleck dropped out, because I want that guy to direct the Batman movie. He's so freaking talented.
Oh yeah,
it hurts. Okay, but even like Turbo Kid, like all about the gangs.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Love that.
They gotta have a Hobo Turbo Kid crossover movie. Just make that happen.
Never gonna happen.
That's
literally a fan made trailer met with like a New Zealand low budget fan project.
Would you be excited if they did like a Hobo with a Shotgun spinoff about the plague?
I don't remember the plague. It's been a while since I watched
the plague. Were those two armored guys?
Okay.
And the girl becomes one of the plague when
she
kills.
Pissed me off because it's just gonna remind me of the Hobo.
Why you don't like? Why? You have issues with the Hobo? Or
I don't have issues with the Hobo. I wish they wouldn't have killed the Hobo and let him get the goddamn pussy. That's all I'm saying. The man's homeless. He's killed a bunch of bad people. Just let him get his bird wet.
But the whole point, though, is that this world is so messed up that, like, you don't win in this world.
Look, here, if I want to watch The Plague, quote unquote, I'll watch the follow-up to The Running Man. If you will, if there was one.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. The Plague have a hallway scene in Hobo with a Shotgun that eerily reminds me of a certain other cloaked, masked black figure running through a hallway, slaughtering mother effers.
My penis.
No. We're talking about Darth Vader and Rogue One.
God damn it. I thought I could beef up my man.
And there's been hallway scenes before.
The Matrix.
Matrix. It's a list.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Actually, you know what the best hallway fight scene ever is?
Total Recall.
No. Is Old Boy.
Action Boy.
Old Boy.
No.
You gotta watch that movie.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, it is the best, and it's all done with a hammer.
Josh Brolin?
No.
Or the original?
No, the original.
I actually watched that scene because of my boss at work.
I've never seen.
Made me, yeah.
I've never seen.
That was shot in one take. That was shot in one take.
Well, it would have to be, yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, all right. Look, we've. I think we found some common ground here.
God damn it! I'm not done.
No.
No, but I mean,
You want to keep going? What else is on your mind?
I don't know. What was the topic supposed to be for tonight? Because I'm not sure we ever got to it.
Oh, we
unless it was Norms DVR.
It's going to be DC television.
Okay. Then you hit the nail on the head. Mazel tov.
Yeah. Well, I told you we would flow into the topic.
Well, I wasn't sure. I could have started with Grimm and Sleepy Hollow, and you would have been like,
"No," because part of it too is look. I was talking.
I wish Burn Notice was still around.
I was talking with someone about this, and so here's my perspective on what we're doing. Every idiot underneath the sun and the clouds has a uninformed, sometimes me, sometimes even you, uninformed.
Oh yeah, I'm majorly uninformed. Like I said, the Oath is far superior than Doctor Strange Dark Dimension. By far. The imagery might be great in Dark Dimension, but like if you actually want to read a fucking book, read The Oath. Because there's like layers of, oh shit, there's a cure for cancer, but oh shit, I might damn humanity. Like read the fucking book, people.
Yeah, so anyone has these ideas. Like anyone expresses their opinions, right? Like no one's right or wrong.
Right.
So the only difference between these opinions when they're not like from a academic level, which I think that has died off.
Passion
is not passion. Is understanding more about the people who are providing the insight and the opinion. So that's the difference that Dream Warriors creates. Like that's our barrier, that's our layer, like so to speak, and it is. Norm's opinion is valuable because we know about Norm, and we know that's why it's important that you talk about Sleepy Hollow in the context of explaining to me why Flash is good, because it creates that contrast. Okay, and
fuck you, Fox, Fox Century, Fox Studios.
I was talking about that. Where are you? Don't we have a Legion show?
Eyebrows rouse, folks. What Legion?
Legion.
Speak this Legion.
X-Men.
That's FX.
Professor Xavier's son. Legion.
Yeah.
You don't care?
I might record it. I have to remember that it's February 8th to record it. I was excited, and then they said, oh, we're not going to tie it. It has to earn its place into the X universe. But when they were initially selling the show, when they were recording it, was, no, this is like a love child of Xavier, and it's going to fully fit in, and it's going to close these. And now it's like, oh no, it has to earn its crossovers, and it's a standalone, and we're not going to put X-Men in there because it's too expensive.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with it being a standalone until
nothing? But it's my same problem with Generation X.
Until
why am I going to watch
around.
it? You're right.
Yeah.
But Nick Fury's popped up in 2 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that was earlier on than they've gotten to now.
S.H.I.E.L.D. still sucks though. I tried watching that show. Yeah.
Watch the season. Watch the Ghost Rider arc.
See, I will say this though.
Ghost Rider arc. Tell me it sucks. We didn't even talk about Netflix Marvel, you dick.
No.
You scapegoated me into this network shit, and we didn't even talk Netflix.
Because we're not discussing everything. That's
the good shit though. The bloody shit.
It's a different product.
Look, Norm likes blood. All right. So if you want to get to the heart, it's with blood.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the way the
different.
body rots.
The Netflix Marvel work is a different product.
It is. But they have the Punisher, so I'm excited.
They're 13-hour arcs.
Mm-hmm.
Or, not really. They're more like 6-hour arcs. Because all the shows shift mid-season.
Right.
Except
for Luke Cage. That one takes 3 quarters.
No.
Cottonmouth's not gone until like the last 3, and then the last 3 are Mongo or Mongolore or.
Well, no, I thought Cottonmouth doesn't get killed earlier.
Maybe 7 out of 13.
I thought he got killed right on 6.
No, 6.
And then
I'll say 7 or 8. Yeah, 7 or 8.
But it's still like
because they bring him in before Cottonmouth dies.
Yes, yeah. But it's
like those two interact, and then Cottonmouth gets killed.
But it's still that idea and I thought Daredevil season 2 was a failure.
Yes,
because
season 1 of Daredevil, which we've had this discussion,
which is easy though.
Luke Cage, season 2, and then Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
and maybe Defenders will take its place.
I'll put Jessica Jones on top of all of them. Because I think that
you're smacked ass, this episode needs to end now. Because I have nothing more to say.
Because
because that's all superhero sex scenes. I'm out. I'm dropping the mic. America, have a good night.
Jessica Jones is the only solid character that they've done, because she has a tortured history because of actually the adversary in the show. It's already set up. She is a broken character. Okay, Luke Cage. All right, you're sweeping in like a barbershop. No big deal. Matt Murdock. Okay, you're still all
right. I'm not giving you Matt Murdock,
lawyer,
but I'm not giving you Jessica Jones either.
Okay, but
I don't like that chick.
Yeah,
she gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it's a solid show. I think
the show was solid. But I liked. You know what my problem was with that? It was casting.
Had the best villain.
I won't. I don't know about that.
You're telling me like you actually thought like you had any of that play out the way how you thought she was going to go up against the Purple Man? Like she had no hope against that guy, and that show perfectly builds into that moment. You know, because at the end, Luke Cage is going to end in the fight. Daredevil is going to end with a roundhouse kick. How this stuff wraps up. But Jessica Jones had real drama. It had a risk to the antagonist.
I'm gonna rival David Tennant's Purple Man, and you're gonna have to get caught up for this. But I'm gonna rival David Tennant's Purple Man versus John Hanna's character in The Shield season 4. No.
Just stinks.
No. I'm holding you to it because that character is, dude. It doesn't do it for me.
I was so hyped for that show post Winter Soldier, again. So that was like my second time trying to watch that show.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible.
You always try and watch it on Italians. That's your problem.
Horrible.
You have to go into it watching it like it's NCIS.
No, not really, because they hyped that show in that episode as this extension tie-in of Winter Soldier.
They do that with all of them.
But you were told that if you liked Winter Soldier, you had to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I do need to watch this. And I watched maybe 30 minutes of it. I don't even know how that episode ended. And I said, I think I'm done.
It's like when they bring in Sif, it doesn't make it good. They brought in
Sif was in that show?
Sif's been in 2 fucking episodes.
What's she
like
doing
full
in that
42
show?
minutes. Like, oh, hey, Janosch from Ghostbusters 2 is an Asgardian soldier who's confused. We need to fix him. Like, weird fucking shit. But you get past that, and you watch the real episodes. The crossovers are bullshit. Like, where they're at right now, this book, The Darkhold, that's been literally the entire focus of the end of the Ghost Rider arc and into the Life Model Decoy arc, is the missing book from the Doctor Strange fucking movie. Where he's going through, and, like, that contains all that information. And it's pertinent within this entire TV series fucking story. That book is pertinent.
I will say this, though. I like the idea of an Inhumans show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm excited for that. Especially since they're filming it in IMAX and, like, going the whole... getting the, like, actual director and shit.
I think that goes with a lot of what I was saying before. That, like, I feel like they can go all in on this concept, and now put the Inhumans next to vigilantes with bow and arrows, and now you have to dumb down one side so the bow and arrow guy has a moment.
Right.
Okay? And that's kind of, like, that's really what excites me about Inhumans. And since they canceled the movie, it leads me to believe that the show definitely had
has like something,
right,
for them to say, hey, the movie potentially could make $1 billion. We're going to forgo that and go in this direction. And now I'm like, oh, cool. Like, because the Inhumans, everyone's like, well, they're using the Inhumans in comics because there's a rivalry with Fox and they're rubbing out the X-Men. No, like, the Inhumans always had this potential. They always had it. They were the true royal family of the Marvel universe.
They're the Game of Thrones, if you will, people.
Yeah, like, and I don't know, like, that show excites me. I will definitely try and watch it, like, try and keep up with it. I'm just hoping it grabs me early, so then I don't have to do what you and I always do, which is, I watched it and I hate it and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Pizza Big Old D.
As opposed to your argument, which is like, you have to watch it and hope maybe it gets good. Like, and hope.
I've only had 2 shows like that. Arrow hooked me from day one.
Yeah.
Disc 1 of Arrow hooked me.
What I'll tell you one thing.
Flash, I stayed with. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I stayed with, and they paid off.
What I seen in Green Arrow, there was enough there for me to kind of get back into, because I love the idea that what I saw was him on an island with Deathstroke, and Deathstroke like tortures him. Now, right,
he
like
trains him.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's kind of cool. He tortures him and trains him on this like dark island full of like, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. But then I'm like, all right, like I could watch that, but then again, I'm not interested in what happens after that, because it's almost like the first season of Dexter, where it was like you had the perfect antagonist early, and once that guy was dead, like you had that, like there's nothing else to do. And I feel like Deathstroke versus Green Arrow is that. Like Deathstroke needs to be present in Green Arrow 24/7.
Right.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, let's sign off. I feel good. Yeah,
good.
This is similar.
I'm glad.
This is similar to the
I'm
horror
glad
episode.
you feel good.
Yeah. Well, look. You gave me a stack of horror movies. I'm still dissecting and going through.
Yeah.
And,
I'm glad.
And
Blade is up on screen.
Yeah, and
he's got a hook. He's got a blade.
The true Blade.
He's got a fedora.
The Puppet Master Blade.
Not Wesley Snipes, motherfuckers. Full Moon. Puppet Master Blade. Look it up.
This Blade pays his taxes, and he's a puppet.
Hey yo.
But no, yeah, let's sign off, and we will. We don't have anything to tease for our next. Is there anything you wanted to get into next episode?
Check shit.